Hi everyone, and welcome to our video on how to import chemicals into the USA. In this video, we'll walk you through the step-by-step process, from getting the necessary permits and licenses to clearing customs. We'll also provide tips on how to avoid common pitfalls. Step 1. Get the necessary permits and licenses. The first step in importing chemicals into the USA is to get the necessary permits and licenses. These requirements vary depending on the type of chemical you're importing, so it's important to do your research and make sure you have everything you need. Some of the most common permits and licenses required for importing chemicals include a U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBP) import permit, a U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) import permit, a U.S. Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) import permit. You can find more information on the specific permits and licenses required for your particular import on the websites of CBP, FDA, and EPA. Step 2. Prepare your shipment. Once you have the necessary permits and licenses, you can start preparing your shipment. This includes packing your chemicals in a way that meets all of the safety requirements and labeling your shipment with the correct information. Here are some tips for preparing your shipment. Use sturdy packaging that will protect your chemicals from damage during transit. Label your shipment with the following information: the name of the chemical, the quantity of the chemical, the chemical's CAS number, the hazard class of the chemical, the country of origin of the chemical. Make sure your shipment is accompanied by a completed customs declaration form. Step 3. Clear customs. When your shipment arrives at the U.S. port of entry, it will be inspected by CBP. CBP will check to make sure that your shipment meets all of the import requirements, and they may also collect a customs duty. If your shipment is approved by CBP, it will be released to you. You will then need to pick up your shipment from the port of entry. Step 4. Transport your shipment to its final destination. Once you have your shipment, you will need to transport it to its final destination. This may involve shipping it by truck, rail, or air. When transporting your shipment, make sure you follow all of the applicable safety regulations. You should also make sure that your shipment is properly insured in case of damage or loss. Step 5. Distribute your chemicals. Once your shipment arrives at its final destination, you can begin distributing your chemicals to your customers. Be sure to follow all of the applicable safety regulations when handling and storing your chemicals. Tips for avoiding common pitfalls. Here are a few tips for avoiding common pitfalls when importing chemicals into the USA. Do your research and make sure you understand all of the import requirements. Get the necessary permits and licenses well in advance of your import. Prepare your shipment carefully and label it correctly. Work with a customs broker if you need help clearing customs. Follow all of the applicable safety regulations. Importing chemicals into the USA can be a complex process, but it's one that can be successfully navigated with careful planning and attention to detail. By following the steps in this video, you can avoid common pitfalls and ensure that your import is smooth and successful.